Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Wednesday evening forecast. I feel like this week has already flown by, and it's just, I feel like, only going to get even better because not only are we quite literally thawing out from the past couple of days after this quite literal Florida freeze, but it is just going to be the start of such a fun couple of weekends. Not only is this weekend Super Bowl, next weekend Valentine's Day and the Daytona 500 literally back to back. It is just going to be such a fun couple of weekends here in Central Florida. Lots going on, and so we are all ready for it. So we are going to be asking about your question of the day. We're going to be talking a little bit about the aftercare of a lot of plants, especially after the cold, because if your backyard looks like mine, it is looking a little sad right now. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And Brooks Gardner is going to be joining us in a little bit because he is also going to be letting us know about a little bit of a warm-up coming, and we'll also take a very, very early look at the Daytona 500. So lots of things we're going to be talking about today. I'm excited, but let us know where you're going to be watching in from. We are here on Facebook. We are here on YouTube. Let us know where you're watching from, and we would love to see it. So here's what we're looking at for our question of the day. First off, let us know where you're watching from. We always love to see that. We see Stacy already watching in from Apopka, and we are also live on YouTube as well as Fox Local. Fox Local will be taking a couple of breaks during the time, but let us know where you're watching from, Facebook, YouTube, and if you want to get on the conversation, if you're watching on Fox Local, join us up over there so you can participate in all of our questions of the day. All right, so I know this weekend it's going to be a huge weekend, especially for the big game. Lots of people are going to be getting together, and unfortunately last weekend it was less than ideal for sure in order to get together and just have some fun outside. If you were having some fun inside, yeah, that was great for it, but Super Bowl's a little bit different. You want to get outside, you want to enjoy before you're glued to the TV for quite a little bit of time. So, question of the day today, because I am always looking for new recipes, and y'all gave me some great recipes from your best cold weather food. So we're going to kind of continue along that trend. So today's question of the day is, what is your go-to Super Bowl snack? If you are heading to a Super Bowl party coming up this Sunday, what are you bringing? I'm genuinely curious, and we'll take a look at your comments coming up a little bit later on in the show, but I would love to know. Write it in the comments. What is going to be your go-to Super Bowl snack? What is your one dish that you're like, okay, this is exactly what I'm bringing? And Dan Potter from Orlando in the Facebook comments is asking, who will win the Super Bowl? I was going to save that for Friday's question of the day, but let's also include that in now. Who do you have winning Super Bowl? I feel like my answer is pretty obvious. I'm a Pats fan through and through, New England all the way. I think they're going to win it, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a caveat. I think that it's going to be like the Falcons-Patriots game where they are behind throughout quite literally quarter four, and then we come back to clinch it in the end. That is my prediction at the moment. So I'm Pats all the way. Let us know what you think. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl this year? And what is your go-to Super Bowl snack to bring to a party? Or if you're hosting, what is the one thing that needs to be there? I have two answers. We'll reveal that at the end of the show. So coming up, we have some wild weather on the way, but it is good wild weather. So we'll start there. It is gorgeous out right now, so it is just beautiful. If you haven't gotten the chance to get outside today, make sure you at least spend a little bit of time later on this afternoon enjoying this beautiful sunshine. I feel like I took Honey on a walk this morning, and I was just basking in the sun because it just felt so nice, finally warming back up after all of that cold weather. And I feel like we absolutely deserve it too. Here's a look, taking a look over Lake Fairview right now. It looks like we have a boat coming into the bar as well. So very fun there. But we're just going to continue to see these beautiful skies through the rest of the evening and into the overnight tonight. We're going to start to see some changes on the way. 72 degrees out there right now. It is breezy, so we are going to see a cold front moving through the region. But right now, it's gorgeous. 73 degrees in Orlando, 72 in Gainesville, 68 on Cocoa Beach right now. And through the rest of the evening, those temperatures are slowly going to start to cool down. Beautiful sunshine, though. We will start to see those clouds on the rise, especially in Gainesville and Ocala. we're going to start to see that cold front move in. Luckily, though, it's just going to be rain. No severe weather expected as we take a look through the rest of the overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. But I'm stressing tomorrow morning, especially here in Orlando, because this will slow down that morning commute as those showers push through. We're already starting to see some people writing in for our question of the day. Keep them coming. I'm so excited to see what you guys have to say. And if you missed it, kind of a 1-2 question, because I'll probably be asking this tomorrow and Friday as well. Who do you have winning Super Bowl? What is your go-to snack to bring to any parties? Or if you're hosting, what is your go-to meal for any game day snacks? I would love to know. All right, here's that cold front that's going to be moving through, currently bringing in rain across the Carolinas down into Georgia. This is what's going to be sliding through late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Gainesville and Ocala, you're going to be seeing those showers tonight. Closer to Orlando, I-4 and south, you're going to be seeing it tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. So rain chances through the rest of the evening into the overnight tonight. Going to start to pick up here in Orlando later on, probably between 11 and midnight, and then slowly starting to amp up as we head into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow, give yourself plenty of time. We haven't had a morning commute where it's been rainy in quite a while. So give yourself plenty of time to get on the road, get in, get settled tomorrow. And then forecast-wise, you can really see the timing here. So Gainesville and Ocala starting to see those showers later on this evening, probably between 10 and midnight, moving down into Orlando, probably around towards the 5 a.m. hour, scooting down south towards I-4 as we head into about 10 a.m., out of here by about 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be a little bit of a 180 compared to what we're seeing in the beginning of the day, where it's going to be cloudy, gloomy, rainy, and then beautiful, sunny, and clear as temperatures kind of max out throughout the 60s, taking a look tomorrow. We are in desperate need for some rain, so we're really going to be seeing just a little bit of rain across the region, but this is nowhere as much rain as we need in order to really help the deficit that we're really seeing in across Gainesville and Ocala right now. Fox Local, we're going to send you to a quick break. We'll be right back in a few. But as we're kind of just sitting here waiting for Fox Local to come back, we have beautiful weather on tap for the next couple of days. So if you are sick of this cold, I have some great news as we come back. But for now, as we're kind of waiting in, let's take a look over on their YouTube page. Not really seeing too many people saying hi there. Dan Porter writing in saying that he's on Facebook. He's from Orlando. And Dan, we'll show your comment coming up a little bit later on than in the show. But already answering our question of the day, what is your go-to Super Bowl snack to bring? Chips, olives, hamburgers, hot dogs, and spaghetti. Dan, I might be coming over your house for a Super Bowl because that sounds like an awesome spread. And if you would like to join in on our question of the day today, we will pop this up. What is your go-to Super Bowl snack? I have a few. So my mom is really good at hosting and really good at making these little snacks. So hers are jalapeno poppers and mine is personally buffalo chicken dip. But those are my two that need to be at a Super Bowl party for anything. So, but yeah, that's what we're looking at for our question of the day today. Make sure you write in. We would absolutely love to see what you have on your game day table if you're hosting. Alrighty, so that's what we're looking at right now. It is going to be warming on up. So as we do take a look at our drought monitor, it is going to be really rough over the next couple days. So this usually updates every Thursday, so we'll get an update coming up tomorrow, but it is dry out there. I don't know about you folks, but it is so dry in my house. I'm usually one, especially during this time of year in the winter, this has always happened. It just gets so dry, and quite literally I have to have a dehumidifier on while I sleep, just because it does just get so dry, and we're seeing that right now. We're seeing those dry conditions all across Orlando, Seminole County, even northern Brevard County, Claremont, Winter Haven. It's dry, but it is exceptionally dry as we do take a look up towards Gainesville, Ocala, the Villages area. This is an area that we're going to be very much watching very closely as we take a look, because again, we're not really seeing too much rain on tap as we take a look at the next couple of days or even the next couple of weeks, just because of the pattern that we're in for this time of year. So this is something that we're really going to be watching as we take a look at the next couple of weeks. Fox Local, welcome back. And as we are monitoring this cold front moving through, it will bring us in some much needed rain. So let's kind of talk about that for just a second. This is the cold front that's going to be moving through tonight. And again, if you missed it from just a couple minutes ago, we're going to start to see some of those rain chances really amp up as we take a look ahead towards the overnight tonight. So most likely moving into Orlando between 2 and 5 a.m. Is when we're going to be seeing the majority of that rain push through. So Gainesville and Ocala, you're probably going to be getting hit earlier on in the overnight. So 10 to midnight is probably when you're going to start to see that rain. Taking a look down towards Orlando, we're going to start to see some of those showers move in at about 5 a.m. So this is like peak morning commute is when we're going to be seeing those showers push along I-4. And then as we head into the later part of the morning, that's when we see all those showers shift south of I-4, clearing skies by 3 in Orlando, with winds staying on the gusty side, probably gusts about 20 miles per hour as we take a look tomorrow afternoon as we see those crystal clear skies. So when we talk about a cold front, of course, this is what brought us the Arctic air this time last weekend. We're not going to be seeing as much of a temperature drop as we take a look ahead towards the overnight tonight. And then again, unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing too much of that rain either. At most, a half inch of rain. It's probably just going to be a couple of hundredths of an inch, but really it's just going to be not enough rain in order to offset the drought conditions that we see right there. So through the overnight tonight, temperatures are going to be cool, but not as chilly, nowhere near as what we were seeing earlier on this past weekend. Temperatures tonight lingering throughout the low 50s, upper 40s. Tomorrow's highs, though, because we're going to be seeing those highs pretty much stay as we head through the overnight tonight because of those clouds that are going to be moving in. Temperatures are staying mild because tomorrow's highs are barely going to rise about 10 degrees. So we're going to be seeing those highs lingering throughout the upper 50s, low 60s tomorrow, and especially because of those clearing skies and a little bit of that cooler air moving in. Get ready for a chilly night, taking a look ahead to your Thursday night and into your Friday morning. So tonight, seeing those temperatures drop, upper 40s, low 50s. Friday morning, it's going to be in the upper 30s, mid 30s, and then we'll slowly work our way back into the upper 40s as we take a look ahead towards the weekend and the start of the work week. So reason why I bring that up is because the past couple of days, especially because of the cold snap, my poor plants have looked like this. So my backyard quite literally looks like a blanket fort right now. And you can see right here, yeah, that is what my backyard looks like right now. So you can see right here, all of my plants were covered with blankets and towels, and most of my plants I feel like are going to pull through, but as you can see right here, unfortunately, they're looking a little bit rough right now. So you can see right here, a lot of the plants that, especially that first night, because the winds were so bad, it actually blew some of the towels off. You can really just see some of the plants that like really took a little bit of a beating, especially like my little hibiscus bush here. It looks a little bit sad. So if you are like me, some of your plants maybe got a little bit roughened up in the cold. Here's a couple of tips for you. And if you would like to read more, Marley Capper did a great story on this earlier on this week. So definitely look that up on our fox35.com. She did a great job with that, talking to a local nursery on how to like allow those plants to kind of come back a little bit. But if you're like me, plants are looking a little sad. They definitely need some pruning, but don't prune just yet. So to give your plants the best shot of coming back from this cold, because again, mine are looking a little sad right now. I did everything I could, but still watered them before the cold, made sure that they were covered up, but still looking a little rough. Here's how we can kind of help those plants kind of recover from the cold. Make sure that they are watered for sure. Make sure they're hydrated. Give them a good water every single day and allow them to get that sunshine in order that they need in order to give them the best chance. Don't prune just yet, but if you do see any leaves or any stems that quite literally are mushy to the touch, ones that literally are rotten leaves, then you can pick those off. That'll help with like getting any diseases or any sicknesses off the plant. Make sure those are picked and pruned, but don't do the big prune just yet. We're not going to be probably seeing any deep freezes from now on, but we're still in for some chilly nights. Like again, Thursday night into Friday, it's going to get cold. So still do those same cold preps. Make sure your plants are covered because it is still going to get chilly. And then probably from there, you should be good to give them one good hack and then just be patient from then. That'll allow the plants to kind of rejuvenate, and hopefully after some water and a good amount of sunshine, those plants should be back on the right track as we take a look ahead. So hopefully that helps. We're going to be in for some much warmer weather, and coming up, Brooks will talk a little bit more about that. But I'm always looking at the weekend, and we're going to be on a warming trend, which is great news for sure. So if you are planning on getting together with a couple of friends for Super Bowl like I am, I got to cheer on the Pats, of course. Here's what your weekend is going to be looking like. So Friday morning is going to be chilly, and we're slowly going to rebound back as we take a look ahead towards this weekend. So Saturday, we're going to see those temperatures in the 70s. Sunday, we're going to see those sunny skies, temperatures in the low 70s. Perfect afternoon just to allow the windows to open. If you have a back patio, maybe even an outdoor TV, it'll be perfect setup for that. So it'll be sunny for any big game parties that you're going to be going to. Now, as we take a look ahead, I know a lot of folks are looking ahead to Valentine's Day, of course, the Daytona 500 as well. We're going to be keeping an eye on another cold front very similar to the one that we're going to see tonight, and that's going to be a little bit rough on the timing right now. So coming up this weekend, we'll have a much better idea on how areas across when we're looking ahead to the Daytona 500 will play out. But I'm really hoping this cold front, as of right now, is set to move through on Saturday, so things will be all set and ready to go for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up, but Fox Local, we're going to be sending you to a quick break in a few minutes. But here's what we're looking at. So if you haven't answered our question of the day yet and you are still watching, let us know where you're watching from, and also let us know what your go-to Super Bowl snack is. If you're going to a party, if you're hosting, what is the one snack, one game day food that you have to have on the table? Let us know for sure. And that's what we're looking at for the next couple days. And we have a couple people writing in on YouTube. This is William saying that chicken wings and pizza, that sounds amazing. That sounds wonderful. And pizza, William, if you're watching on YouTube, do you make it yourself or do you order out from somewhere? Because I would love to know where you get your pizza from if you order out. Flippers has been my go-to pizza lately. And I think I'm caught up with everybody on Facebook. Good stuff. But yeah, let us know what your Super Bowl plans are. Here's what we're kind of like looking ahead to the weekend. So it'll hopefully be good for a good game. And again, I'm a Pats girl, so I'm really hoping for a good game. I think it'll be a tough one. I do not think it's going to be an easy one for sure. But I'm really hoping for a Pats win, and I think it is going to be kind of like what we saw with the Falcons, that it's going to be trailing quite a bit, and I think there's going to be a huge comeback. So I'm really excited. And I'm also really excited for the Bad Bunny halftime performance as well. Hopefully that'll be a good one too, as we take a look ahead towards Super Bowl Sunday. But again, let us know who you have winning the Super Bowl this year. And William says it's a frozen pizza. Let us know what brand. I'm interested for sure. Yeah, definitely interested to know what kind of pizza you have there, William. But that is what we're looking at. So a nice weekend overall. I feel like this is so well deserved after a very chilly, that was a 1 in 30 year event that we had with those major cold snaps. So it was just crazy on how deep that cold set in, because even areas across Cuba hit freezing temperatures for the first time in history with this cold. So this was not just cold that affected us here in Florida. This is quite literally all across the eastern half of the country that allowed that cold to set in. So I feel like we're finally thawing out here in central Florida, and we're going to be finally back on an uptrend. I feel like back to normal as we take a look towards the end of February. And as we welcome back our Fox Local folks. Welcome back, Fox Local. We're going to be talking a little bit about a warm-up, and I'm going to bring in meteorologist Brooks Gardner for this, because as we take a look towards the middle and end of February, we're going to be in for some nice weather. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be absolutely beautiful, because as we take a look, this is 8 to 14 days out. We're going to be on a warming trend. So hopefully this sticks around for quite a while, and it's going to be not only warm for Valentine's Day, but also warm for the Daytona 500. So without further ado, let's bring in meteorologist Brooks Gardner for the latest there. Take it away, Brooks.
Well, I've been getting a lot of questions from folks asking if they need to keep their plants covered, if they can safely plant. Are we done with the freezes? Are we out of the woods? Well, for answers like that, we have to look at the long-range models. And a lot of the models are suggesting that we generally will see, after a little bump in the road as we head into the end of the week with some wind chills Friday morning, temperatures rebounding for the long term, probably taking us through early March. Now, the Climate Prediction Center, division of the National Weather Service, has a pretty bold forecast. So we're going to see a pretty big upper-level ridge of high pressure produce a seismic pattern shift across eastern two-thirds of the U.S. from roughly Denver all the way to Maine of warmer than normal temperatures for a period of the 11th through the 17th and likely beyond. Now, there are indications that we're going to see a storm system across the Northeast. It's going to try and drop some cooler weather in here, but it may not reach Florida. So overall, we might be done with the freezes from here on out. A reminder that sometimes in Orlando, we don't get a freeze at all during the winter months. In fact, several years have gone by in the past where we haven't seen temperatures even reach 32. They've stayed above it. So we may be done after that hard freeze we had. Kind of hard to imagine being at that point in the year, but we may be there. And when you look at the temperature forecast, it's a confirmation. So what about these stats? I did a little digging and I tried to answer your question. Are we still in danger to freeze? Well, there's always a chance. It's like the movie Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance? Well, indeed, there is. And so from this date to the end of the month, there's about a 25 to 30% chance. About a 20 to 30% chance, not bad, but it's still a chance and a significant one, but it's considered a low risk. In other words, there's roughly a 75% chance that we won't see freezing temperatures. Now, by the time we hit the Rubicon of March and everything starts blooming and it really does warm up, there's a 10% chance for the first half of March of a freeze. And that's considered a low risk or even arguably rare. Now, from March 16th to March 31st, the risk falls to below 5%, which makes it a very low risk. And then once you hit April 1st and beyond, it's zero. Obviously, we start getting to that really warm season. So if you're really worried about it, hold off until March 15th to start planting the truly sensitive stuff. If you've got a cocoa palm that you want to plant or something like that in a pot that you bring in next winter just in case, maybe hold off till the 15th. But it's entirely possible also that starting now, we're pretty much out of the woods. Now that said, Friday is going to be on the cool side. It's just an example of how things can change. We're going to see lows here in the mid and upper 30s. It'll feel like it's 25 degrees, but at least it'll be above freezing in Orlando. All right, that's a wrap on the probabilities game. What's the over and under? What's your bet? All right, back to you.
Thanks, Brooks. We appreciate it. So taking a look at your next 7 days, it's going to be warmer. That's the great news, is that it's going to be warmer. Normal low for this, or normal high for this time of year, lingering throughout the upper 60s and low 70s. So we're going to be back to that this weekend, slowly starting to even get a little bit warmer, taking a look Monday, Tuesday, and even into your Wednesday. So all good stuff. Fingers crossed that it stays that way, taking a look ahead towards next week. So I'm really, really hoping that we see more of that, taking a look ahead towards the next start of the weekend. So very much hoping that we're going to be seeing not only great weather for the Super Bowl, which we are, but also Valentine's Day and including the Daytona 500, because it has been raining for the past 3 years. So I'm really hoping we don't make it 4 with this one. So taking a look at our question of the day, we have a couple people writing in. So thank you all to whoever wrote in and answered our question of the day today. But as we take a look at your 7 day and continue to still break that down, it is just gorgeous. We're going to be in for a nice stretch of weather. So here is what we're looking at for that. And again, let us know what your comments are as well and what you would like to, what is your go-to snack? So as we can see right here, we have our folks writing in. So William saying Tombstone Pizza. He also said chicken wings is also his go-to game snack. Yep, chicken wings and pizza. I think that's fantastic. And then also writing in, we have a couple people writing in today. Dan Potter saying chips, olives, hamburgers, hot dogs, and spaghetti. That is amazing. And then we also have one more that's in the queue as well. It's from Tammy Mulligan saying that garlic prom wings, crab dip, and Michelob Ultras. That is a great combo right there. Jalapeno poppers and buffalo chicken dip are usually the two, but anything that I can cook on the grill, whether that's chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs, any of that, right up my alley when it comes to game day food. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining. We are going to be in for a nice stretch of weather. Make sure you get outside. Make sure you enjoy it. Tomorrow will be a little on the rainy side to start, but as we head through the afternoon, things are going to be looking up and so much better. So if you can get through tomorrow morning, we're pretty much going to be home free for quite a while as temperatures really start to heat up. Taking a look ahead towards the middle of next week, but we have a nice weekend ahead. So it's kind of a little bit of a makeup for the weekend that we did have where it was almost too cold to do anything. And it's going to just be a gorgeous weekend, taking a look Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you get outside, make sure you enjoy, and also make sure you tune in tomorrow as well. We are going to be back same time, same place, 3:30 to 4 p.m. here on stream. Bring your questions, and we would love to see you. Interact with the comments. Let us know always where you're watching from, and also let us know if you have any plans. That's why we're here. We give you the personal forecast, and we give you a personalized forecast for whatever plans that you might have for us here in Central Florida. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good one.